All right, so hello everyone, how we doing? Okay, so this is going to be another video for chapter 14. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make the assembly out of the four models you made already. Okay, so first things first, we open up our SolidWorks. Okay, there's a few different ways on how to start an assembly. So I'm going to show you a few now. So I'm going to go File, New, to make sure I'm using our templates. Okay, and I'm going to be using the assembly. Just a side note. Okay, if you don't know how to, if you don't have our templates in your computer, those are available on Blackboard with a video underneath it on how to put those into your computer and how to tell SolidWorks where those are. Okay, so back at this. So I'm going to go into stick metric assembly. Okay. And it will. So let me delete that. I'll start a new one. Okay, so I want to. First, I got to decide what I want to start with. Okay, so if you look at what we got, I like to model my assemblies on how I would build this, put this together in real life. Okay, so obviously you're going to have that base plate down first, and then you're going to have to bolt these in there, put that wheel in there, and slide that axle. Actually, no, our axle has those edges, so we'd have to put one in, okay, and so on and so forth. Then the axle, then the other side, in the wheel. Okay, so let's get back into it. So I'm going to start with my base plate. I'm going to open that. Big thing here is if we click, watch what happens. So I clicked. Now, look at our origin. Okay, origin is out in space somewhere weird. Okay, so do not click when you first start your assembly. Okay, so don't save. So we want to file, new, again, assembly, okay. Insert my components. If it doesn't automatically come up, just hit browse. Okay, then go to our first model we want to start with, which is our base plate. Select open. So don't click. You want to just go over here and hit check. So what this does is it aligns your model's origin with the assembly's origin. And that's what we want. Okay. So notice I'm fully defined here. This is locked in. I can't move that. Okay. My front plane is there. My top plane is my top. My right plane is my right. That's the main reason you want it. You want to bring in your origin with that. Okay. So now we need to insert components. So that's up here to the left. Insert components. It usually pops up. If it doesn't pop up, just hit browse. Okay. This is why it's real important to keep your files of those models in the same folder, all in the same folder. Okay. So next, I'd like to put in the bracket, and you can kind of just place that anywhere. Okay. Notice you can put it inside. SolidWorks doesn't really care where you do what you do with that. But notice I can move that anywhere I want. Okay. Now we need to confine this. Okay, it's just like when we're sketching. We sketch something, we need to define where it is, right? So that is called a mate. Okay, mate selections right here. This is what we want to mate. So if I look at my part, okay, I know that these two holes have to be concentric, meaning circle inside a circle, okay, not off to the side. they're both centered on each other. Okay, so I can select, you can even select this to the bore, okay, to that. Okay, notice now, okay, I can move it up and down. I can turn it side to side. Okay, so I need to add more mates. Okay, so now, and also notice I'm under defined too. Okay, it tells you that here, down here, just like as in a sketch when you're sketching models. Okay, so if I do that hole to that hole, now I can't move that side to side. I can only move that up and down. Okay, so next, something that looks good would probably be this surface to this surface. Okay, and that's going to make those coincident. Now I hit OK. Notice what happened. I became fully defined. Okay, so if I get out of here, now I can't move this at all. Okay, right? You can't move it, nothing. All right, so next I pretty much want to do that same thing over here. So again, insert components. Okay, grab another bracket. Okay, and just place that anywhere. You can click here once it's there, right? All right, so, but notice I placed it. I can still turn it any way I want, up and down, side to side. So let's just mate that the same way we just mated that one. Okay, so we got, but notice now I got to turn this, right? So I don't want this hole with that hole. I want this hole with this one, right? Okay, notice you don't want to click lock rotation. Okay, I still want, oops. I still want to be able to move that how I want. Okay, so again, that hole and that one, and accept that. Okay, again, I'm still under defined. I gotta stop it from moving up and down. So now I can make that surface and that surface coincident, accept that, and bam, I'm fully defined. Okay. So again, you can, oops. You can look at that isometrically, gives you a good view. Okay, so another thing I want to do is I want to save my work. I don't want to get too far ahead and lose all my work. Okay, so just file, save as, desktop wheel assembly. So I can just name this again, wheel assembly. And of course, like always, put your initials with that. All right. So again, fully defined. So let's add another component. So I have my axle. Let's try putting that in there. Okay. And you can just place that anywhere really. So again, mates. Okay, so I need this that surface. Okay. Really I could use any of those, okay, because those are all concentric to each other. And you probably make it concentric there, right? Okay. So, all right, you can slide it in. Okay. Now, If you look, you have clearance all around, right? Okay, so I can, you have all these different mates. Okay, you have standard mates. Okay, these are much like your actual drawings. Okay, when you're modeling. And you have advanced mates down here, width, symmetric. Okay, and lastly, you have your mechanical mates. Okay, we're not going to be getting too much into to all of that. Okay, mostly just your standard mates. Okay, maybe some advanced ones here. Okay, so notice how this would be put together. Okay, this would really be locked in, right? So I wouldn't be able to just go through there, right? You just put it in like that, right? And it'd be able to move freely. Okay, I can put in a width if I would like. Okay, centered maybe. Okay, so let's do our selections. Okay, so we have this one and that one, and then we want, so we have our two surfaces there, then our width sections. Okay, I don't know if that one will work. Okay, really I want that face and that face. Okay, so notice now it's, I have it locked in there, but that's just for my reference. Okay, so notice I can still spin it. You can kind of see it spinning if you look real good. That is why it's underdefined. Okay, so if I wanted to, I could go in there and I could lock my rotation and that would fully define me. Okay, so let's just do that. Okay. And again, so I'm fully defined. Okay, I don't want to mess that up. I'm going to do a Control S to save my part. Okay. So next, we need to add that wheel, right? So mate, or whoops, sorry. We need to insert the component first, right? So we have our wheel. Okay. We can just place that up there. And now our mates. Okay. We have that center and that, right? So we want those concentric, right? Okay, notice that can still spin. Again, okay, in real life, okay, you wouldn't want, if you were doing any analysis on these, okay, simulations, you wouldn't really want to lock that down. Okay, but so this way we have a good drawing. Okay, I'm going to do another advanced mate there, and I'm going to do a width mate. Okay, so remember you have two selections here. Okay, so again, you want this one, that surface, and that surface. Your tab selections. Okay, any two surfaces that are symmetrical on this, you could really use this part and this. Usually I like to do the closest two. Okay, now I have that locked in. So if you see again, I'm under defined. That's because this wheel is left to be able to spin. Okay, for our drawing, it doesn't really matter. It's a revolved feature, so it's the same all around. But if you want to, you can go into your concentric mate and you can lock that rotation hit accept, and now I'm fully defined again, right? So let me just pause this real quick. I gotta go and guess something real quick. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. Okay. Also, notice I do not have my bolts in there like I would in real life, right? I can add those. I will not be requiring that. Okay, so to do that, okay, where is our toolbox? There it is. Okay, so you would go into toolbox. Oops, so it's not even added in. So you can add that in. It'll download it from the internet. Okay, and then you have all these different ones, bolts and screws and O-rings and bearings and pretty much anything you could think of. Okay, a lot of your PEM nuts. Okay, you guys don't really probably know about PEM nuts. Very commonly used in industry, but again, we're not making you do that for SolidWorks 1. Okay, you will have to get into that later on, but for now, I'm just showing you where it is. So again, design library, toolbox, you'll probably have to download it, and you have all these different ones, ANSI inch, metric, okay, I think that's Australian, I don't know, British standard, okay, Canadian, okay, all these things, okay. You can also make your own library and have it here if you, depending on what industry you are in, okay, that comes in handy. But all right, so once you're in assembly mode, if I notice, I have some stuff I really don't want seen, so I can hide those. Okay, I don't want that in my assembly model, my part. Okay, but that's your basic on how to make a assembly. Okay, looks pretty cool. Okay. So make sure you save that. See how there's a star up here too? That's how you know you're not saved. So if you control S, okay. See how I changed that? Now I have to save them both. All right, so that'll conclude this lesson on how to do an assembly. Okay, again, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to email me. Okay, if you email me, I can even give you my cell phone number if needed. All right. I appreciate everyone trying your best. I know this is not ideal, but we're making by.